Today, we explore a question that many musicians whisper but never say aloud. Was Anika Nilles actually a better fit than the three big drummers she was compared to? In this deep conversation, we break down skill, style, groove, feel, and the truth behind why Anika changes every band she touches. People often ask, why is Anika Nilles compared to these three drummers? And every time I hear this question, I smile. Because this comparison didn't start from fans, it started from musicians who heard something different, something new, something deeply musical in her playing. In many interviews, producers talk about drummers with speed, drummers with power, drummers with stage presence. But when they talk about Anika, they use only one word: feel. She isn't competing with the three drummers. She is changing the criteria. Today, in this conversation, I want to talk openly and honestly. No bias, no hype, just reality. I want to break down what makes her unique and why some people secretly believe she could outperform the three drummers she is often compared with. Before we name names, let's understand why this comparison exists. Anika doesn't play to impress, you can see it. She plays to communicate. Every ghost note, every shift in dynamics, every groove has intention behind it. This is why musicians started questioning, is she actually a better fit? Not because she plays louder, not because she plays faster, but because she plays smarter. And in this chapter, we open the door to a whole world of reasons that started this debate in the first place. The first drummer people compare her with is known for pure technique, rudiments, speed, precision. His hands look like they're programmed by a machine, and honestly, he deserves the reputation. But here's the interesting part. The more technical he became, the more he lost something important: musicality. When I asked one producer, did you bring Anika instead of him? He didn't talk about speed or complexity. He said, because she listens. And that one line changed my entire perspective. This technician drummer can play 1,000 notes per minute, but Anika plays the right notes. She leaves spaces. She builds stories. She grooves instead of showing off. And when she does add technical ideas, they feel like they belong to the song instead of competing with it. This is why some bands quietly say she was a better fit. Not a better drummer, a better match. The first drummer can dominate a room, but Anika can guide it. He brings fireworks. She brings direction. He makes listeners say, wow. She makes them feel, I need to hear more. That's the first major difference. The second drummer she is compared to is a full showman. He loves crowd engagement, stick tricks, huge fills, explosive moments, and powerful energy. And that's great. Every band needs excitement. But showmanship is not the same as building a musical foundation. Anika approaches drumming like an architect. Every groove is designed. Every accent has purpose. Every subdivision has a story. In interviews, she talks about internal balance. How a drummer must be the heartbeat, not the spotlight. And this is where she outshines the showman. He performs over the band. She performs with the band. One sound engineer told me, when she plays, the mix gets easier. That's a huge compliment. Where the showman brings hype, Anika brings clarity. She understands placement, pocket, and how to create a rhythm that lifts the entire band without overwhelming it. Some musicians say she was a better fit because she offers something that lasts longer than applause. Her grooves feel like a foundation the entire band can trust. A showman makes you cheer. Anika makes you feel safe. And in music, safety, musical safety, is priceless. The third drummer is a traditionalist. Old school, deep roots in classic drumming, tight grooves, simple beats, solid playing. He's reliable, always. He plays exactly what the music needs, nothing less, nothing more. But that's also his limitation. Anika, on the other hand, is an innovator. She doesn't stay inside old structures. She experiments with odd time signatures, modern fusion grooves, hybrid techniques, and creative patterns that make musicians raise their eyebrows. One bassist who played with both said it perfectly. With him, the music stayed safe. With her, the music started evolving. This is why Anika often feels like a better fit for modern bands. She doesn't change the foundation, she elevates it. Traditionalists keep songs comfortable. Innovators push songs forward. Traditionalists maintain the sound. Innovators transform it. This is what makes people wonder, was she actually the better choice? Because music today is hungry for something new, and Anika brings exactly that, without losing the groove or feel. She respects the past, but she doesn't live in it. And that's why she stands apart. Every drummer has strengths, technique, showmanship, tradition. But groove is something different. Groove isn't just accuracy, it isn't just timing. Groove is the way a drummer makes the music live. This is where Anika quietly dominates all three. Her groove feels elastic, tight but flexible, deep but effortless, controlled but emotional. When musicians talk about Anika, they repeat one phrase: she has her own pocket. That is very rare. Most drummers follow the pocket. She creates it. This is why producers say her groove feels like glue. Everything sticks. The guitar locks in. The bass breathes. The vocals find space. When she plays, the track suddenly comes together. The three drummers compared to her all have groove, but hers has identity. His groove is traditional. His groove is technical. His groove is energetic. But her groove is personal. And in a band, that kind of groove can be a superpower. That's why many artists say she wasn't just a good fit. She was the right fit. People often confuse creativity with complexity, but the truth is, one can be complex without being creative, and one can be creative without being complex. Anika's strength is balance. The technician uses complexity, the showman uses energy, the traditionalist uses simplicity, but Anika uses ideas. She builds rhythms like a storyteller. She adds ghost notes like punctuation. She shifts accents like dialogue. She changes subdivisions like plot twists. There was a moment when a producer said, "She doesn't play fills, she plays phrases." That line stayed with me because that's exactly what separates her: intentional creativity. She doesn't throw unexpected rhythms for attention. She uses them to push the music somewhere new, and musicians feel that difference instantly. A complex fill might impress the audience. A creative fill inspires the band, and that's why she stands out. People underestimate chemistry. They think drumming is only skill, timing, and groove. But chemistry, the energy a drummer brings into the room, is everything. Anika changes the room the moment she enters. Musicians say she brings calmness. She listens. She gives space. She asks questions. She adjusts without ego. And most importantly, she respects the music. The first drummer brings intensity. The second brings hype. The third brings tradition. But she brings connection. In rehearsals, she doesn't dominate the conversation. She observes. Then she plays exactly what the situation needs. And musicians trust her instantly. Band chemistry isn't about playing perfectly. It's about creating comfort where creativity can grow. And this is where she becomes the better fit for many groups. When a drummer brings chaos, a band survives. When a drummer brings balance, a band thrives. And that's what she does. Most comparisons happen on stage. But studios tell the real truth. Engineers love Anika because she makes their job easier. Her timing is natural. Her dynamics are consistent. Her feel is warm. Her tone is clean. One engineer said, "Her raw recordings sound like final mixes." That is extremely rare. The technician drummer often overplays. The showman plays too loud. The traditionalist plays too safe. But Anika records exactly what the track needs. No more, no less. She understands how each microphone hears her. She controls stick height. She controls pressure. She controls everything. And the result? Producers start calling her first. Not because she's trending, not because she's female, but because she delivers. Every single time. Studio work reveals who understands music deeply. And in the studio, Anika is not just a better fit, she's a secret weapon. People who underestimate her usually haven't seen her live. On stage, she becomes someone else. Calm, focused, sharp, and incredibly groovy. She doesn't try to be louder than the band. She tries to hold the band together. The technician surprises with speed. The showman surprises with visuals. The traditionalist surprises with feel, but she surprises with control. Her timing doesn't shake. Her groove doesn't slip. Her energy doesn't crash. When the band rises, she rises. When the band falls, she softens. When the band stretches, she adapts. Live music is unpredictable. And she thrives in unpredictability. A guitarist once said, "When she plays live, she makes everyone brave." That's the power of a drummer who understands the emotional pulse of a performance. She doesn't just play the show, she guides it, and audiences feel that. After everything, technique, groove, creativity, innovation, chemistry, studio, and live performance, the question remains, was Anika Nilles actually a better fit than the three drummers she's compared to? The honest answer? In many cases, yes. Not because she's better technically than the first drummer, not because she's more exciting than the second, not because she's more classic than the third, but because she brings something rare, a complete balance. She listens like a producer, she grooves like a veteran, she innovates like an artist, she guides like a leader, she blends like a musician, she adapts like a professional. These three drummers excel in one direction. She excels in every direction. And that's why for many bands, many producers, many musicians, she wasn't just a fit, she was the perfect fit.